So we are still in the question series. I mean, questions you must and should ask your partner when you guys are dating or in courtship before you say yes, I do, before you venture into marriage. I'm so excited for the messages I'm getting, asking me if I wrote them down, I should send, or if I have more, I should speak on them. And please don't be in a relationship 2 to 3 years with no goal. You're already calling him, saving his number with wifey, husband, better half, my cupcake, this one, that one, kiniko, kiniko. You need to go from asking questions like have you eaten, what have you eaten today, to asking important questions that will change your relationship status, either from engaged to back to being single. So much in this saying that a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. Even if someone has proposed to you and you've said yes to a proposal, in as much as you've not walked down the aisle with this person, you still have the opportunity to say no. There is no stigma to it. Don't care about what people are going to say, because this is your life. Marriage is for better, for worse. It is forever, and your marriage can either make you or break you. The people that even make a good relationship, a good decision of relationship towards marriage, still find it difficult. I'm telling you, it is not easy or perfect anywhere. So talk more of when you make a bad decision out of your selfish will or your selfish feelings or emotions. So let's dive right into the remaining questions. One is, what is your parents' relationship status like? What is their marriage like? Are they divorced, separated? Are they maybe just separated but not actually divorced? Did they train you and your siblings differently? Like, just get to the trace of his family history or her family history, just to know how you will take care of your own marriage, the things that the parents suffered that you don't want to suffer, or the things that you did that you feel like you can adopt in your own marriage. So talk about relocation plans. If I have the opportunity to relocate, or maybe I get my visa or traveling approval before you, what is it going to be like? Are you going to feel insecure? Are you going to allow me, or am I even going to allow you? Are we okay to be in a distant relationship or distant marriage if such issue comes up, or if such occasion comes up? So you have to discuss these things to know your views. How are we handling our issues in a relationship? When we are quarreling, when we are fighting, are we allowed to bring in a third party? Are we going to have a mentor or somebody aside that we know that this is the only person we talk to, or is it something that we can always figure out within ourselves? Some partners, it irritates them when there is an issue and they get called from family to say, oh boy, what did you do to your wife? Okay, what did you do to your husband? Some people, it turns them off, and if it even aggravates the issue instead of sorting it out. So you have to figure out what your partner likes when it comes to handling issues in your marriage. This one, some people even go to the extent of getting married without knowing this. How is it that you don't know your wife's genotype, your husband's genotype? Talk about genotype, talk about blood group, medical checkups, fertility issues, infections. Just go for general medical checkup to show if you're medically compatible with this person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. When fighting, what is our rule? Separate rooms or the same room? So are we going to be having separate rooms? If possible, I advise, especially when you're newly wedded, I think you should not have separate rooms. Sleep with your husband in the same room. In fact, even if you have the money to buy a king size bed, buy a small bed that even when you are quarreling, you must sleep together, and on that bed there is no way your leg will not touch my leg. Okay, some people have the rule of, at least I learned this rule from my parents, they pray together. So even if they are fighting, they have to hold hands and pray. So imagine when you are fighting and then you have to pray with that person you're fighting with and you're holding hands. Matter solved. Oh, how many kids do we intend to have? Please talk about these things. Not maybe when you've given birth to two, women having issues with childbirth and they are tired, they are insecure about their body and they don't want anymore. Then the husband is fighting them. Before you know, it's an issue in marriage. It has gone to family meeting. Talk about how many kids are we going to have? How many can we be able to raise to standard? Discuss these things. Very important. How did your last relationship end? How many people have you dated before me? Most times these particular questions, your partner might not tell you the truth, but you have to be smart to figure out what the truth is and know what ended their past relationship. It's okay for people to say, I've been in 5 relationships before you. Why is it that you cannot maintain a relationship? Why are you moving from one relationship to another? Please do well to find out why and how their past relationship ended. What are your views on cheating? What is your deal breaker? Emotional cheating, physical cheating, which one gets to you most? What is that thing that when I do it, you can't forgive me? Or even if you forgive me, next month you remind me, oh, on June 23rd, you did this thing to me and there is problem in our marriage. Talk about your deal breakers, things that you don't want your partner to do to you, and let him talk about the things he doesn't want you to do to him. I talked about account in the last video, but still talking about account. Are we going to be having joint accounts in different currencies? Some people like to tithe in church. I mean tithe, paying tithe. Some people like donations, helping the poor. What is your view on this? Not when I'm doing it, you say I'm spending extravagant or you're not happy with it. What is your take on investment? If I tell you I invested my money, are you going to shout at me? Are you going to be angry or mad at me? Have these discussions. This small one that scatter marriage, password. Is it okay for me to have the password to your phone, to your account, to your cards? Is it okay for us to know each other's password? Okay, is it okay for us to have our passwords, to operate our phones whenever we want to, can I use your ATM card, can I use my ATM card? Like, are we open in this relationship? And so speak about health pattern, family health pattern. Some families suffer from diabetes, type B, whatever, hepatitis, low BP, high BP. So ask about what his or her family health pattern is like, so that you can figure out what they are likely to fall into in the future and know how to manage it from the beginning. How do we discipline our kids? Are you going to be forming the good cop and I am the bad cop? There is no good and bad cop when it comes to parenting. Make sure it is equal because of child hatred. Okay, so let mommy not be the nice one and daddy is the bad one, and then the kids grow up to say, oh, I don't like my daddy, he's too wicked, he's too strict. Meanwhile, the father was trying to discipline the child. So let us be on the same page when it comes to parenting. What is your view on how we should discipline our kids? Who should discipline who and how? So I'm going to put a disclaimer to this video. Please, this video is not to say if you ask these questions and maybe they are all negative, you should leave your partner if you love them. These are workable questions. So there are some answers they'll give you if they're honest enough and you guys know how to work towards it. If they are open to accepting, okay, if they are open to making amends, to correcting some kind of mindsets that they've had before meeting you, you people can work this out. So these questions are not like if you ask it's a no, but at least when you ask question and 80% is against your will or against your motive, you know what to do. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next one.